AI is supposed to be the future, but behind every new chatbot, image generator, and coding assistant is a financial story that almost nobody talks about. In just the first 5 months of 2026, companies tied to artificial intelligence raised around $236 billion in debt. That number is so large that it rivals the annual economic output of many countries. The obvious question is simple. Why would some of the world's richest technology companies borrow so much money? The surprising answer is that AI has become one of the most expensive industries ever created. To understand why, imagine asking an AI assistant a simple question. The answer appears in seconds. It feels almost free. But behind that single response, thousands of specialized processors wake up. Massive servers begin calculating. Cooling systems work non-stop. Electricity flows through enormous buildings. High-speed networks move information across continents. Every AI response depends on an invisible industrial machine. That machine costs an astonishing amount of money. Unlike previous software revolutions, AI cannot simply be downloaded onto existing computers. It requires entirely new infrastructure. Companies need millions of advanced AI chips. Those chips need custom servers. Those servers need giant data centers. Those data centers need land, power stations, water cooling, networking equipment, and engineers to operate them every hour of every day. The cost adds up incredibly fast. One modern AI data center can cost several $billions before it even processes its first request. Building hundreds of them becomes one of the largest infrastructure projects in history. This explains why debt has become so important. Instead of waiting years to save enough cash, companies borrow today so they can build immediately. They believe being first matters more than avoiding debt. Think about it like a gold rush. During a gold rush, people do not wait for perfect conditions. They buy tools. They build roads. They race to claim the best land before anyone else. Today's AI race looks remarkably similar. Only instead of shovels and railroads, companies are buying GPUs, fiber optic cables, transformers, and cooling towers. Every month they delay could allow a competitor to pull ahead. This competition has become incredibly intense. Technology companies are no longer competing only on software. They are competing on infrastructure. Who can build more computing power? Who can train larger models? Who can deliver AI services faster? The answers increasingly depend on money, rather than algorithms alone. That is one reason investors have continued lending enormous sums despite the risks. Many believe AI represents the next industrial revolution. If they are correct, today's spending could eventually generate trillions of dollars in economic value. History offers several examples where massive infrastructure spending completely changed society. Railroads transformed transportation. Electric grids transformed manufacturing. The internet transformed communication. Each required huge investments long before profits appeared. Many projects looked wasteful in the beginning. Some companies failed. Others became giants. Supporters of today's AI investments argue that the same pattern is happening again. They believe data centers are becoming the factories of the digital age. Instead of manufacturing cars or steel, these factories manufacture intelligence. Every AI model depends on computing power, and computing power depends on physical infrastructure. But not everyone is convinced. Some economists are beginning to ask uncomfortable questions. What happens if companies build faster than customers adopt AI? What happens if demand grows more slowly than expected? What happens if businesses decide they do not need unlimited AI computing after all? Those questions matter because borrowed money eventually has to be repaid. Interest payments continue whether profits arrive or not. If revenue disappoints, companies may find themselves carrying enormous financial burdens. This is why some analysts have started comparing today's AI investment boom with previous technology bubbles. The comparison does not mean AI itself is fake. Far from it. The concern is whether expectations have become too optimistic. History shows that revolutionary technologies often create investment bubbles. The internet changed the world. Yet many internet companies disappeared after spending too much too quickly during the dot-com era. The same technology eventually succeeded. Many early investors simply arrived too early or backed the wrong companies. Could AI follow a similar path? Possibly. The technology may transform society while many individual investments fail. That distinction is extremely important. Another challenge is electricity. AI does not only consume money, it consumes power. Modern AI data centers require enormous amounts of electricity. Utilities across the United States and other countries are racing to expand power generation. Some energy companies are now building dedicated facilities specifically to support AI infrastructure. Electricity has become one of the biggest limiting factors for future AI growth. Then there is the chip supply. Advanced AI processors remain expensive and difficult to manufacture. Demand continues to exceed supply. Companies often place orders months or even years in advance. Owning enough chips has become a competitive advantage all by itself. This creates another reason to borrow money early. If companies wait too long, they may not receive hardware when they need it. Meanwhile, investors continue watching one critical number: revenue. Can AI services generate enough income to justify all this spending? That question now dominates earnings calls across the technology industry. Executives no longer need to convince investors that AI is exciting. They need to prove it is profitable. Some encouraging signs already exist. Businesses are adopting AI assistants. Developers increasingly rely on coding tools. Scientists use AI for research. Hospitals explore medical applications. Manufacturers automate inspection and planning. Productivity improvements continue appearing across industries. But these gains must eventually become consistent profits large enough to support hundreds of billions of dollars in infrastructure investment. That transition will determine whether today's borrowing becomes a brilliant decision or an expensive mistake. There is another interesting shift happening beneath the surface. The companies leading AI are slowly becoming something different. Traditionally, software companies created applications. Now they are becoming infrastructure companies. They own power-hungry facilities. They negotiate energy contracts. They build networking systems. They manage supply chains. In many ways, they increasingly resemble utility companies as much as software developers. The AI industry is evolving from writing code to operating industrial-scale computing networks. That transformation could permanently change how technology businesses are valued. Instead of asking which company has the smartest AI model, investors may increasingly ask who owns the strongest infrastructure, who has enough electricity, who controls the fastest networks, who has enough chips, who can continue expanding while competitors slow down. Those questions could define the next decade. The remarkable thing is that most people never see any of this. They open an app, they type a question, an answer appears almost instantly. Behind that simple interaction sits a financial and industrial system worth hundreds of billions of dollars, warehouses full of processors, cooling systems moving millions of gallons of water, engineers maintaining thousands of servers, banks financing enormous construction projects, power companies expanding electrical grids, all working together so an AI model can answer in seconds. Whether this becomes one of history's greatest investments or one of its largest technology bubbles remains uncertain. Both outcomes are still possible. What is already clear is that AI is no longer just about software. It is about capital, infrastructure, energy, manufacturing, finance. The companies that master all of those pieces may define the next generation of global technology. And the $236 billion borrowed in just 5 months may one day be remembered as the moment the AI race stopped being a software competition and became the largest infrastructure build-out of the digital era.